Hello again, I am Joe Bob, and welcome back to American Truck Simulator and our American adventure. So, we are close now to level 8. We picked up a find in the last episode. Let's see. It doesn't tell me exactly how... Oh, actually, the delivery log might... No, it doesn't. It just shows me the actual cargo. It doesn't tell me what the last fee was, but that was my first speeding fine. So the only ones we have yet to collect are red light violations and sleeping violations. Hopefully we can keep those at bay a little bit longer. We do need to take on another quick job. And we are down here in Laredo, so let's see what's available. We've got one of these to San Antonio, or another one to San Antonio. I really don't know. I get the feeling that one might be that same horrible one that we had before. We could go to Waco with a cable reel. Ooh, Longview. That's a place we haven't been to yet. That's a pretty long job. It's not a great payout per mile compared to some of these other jobs, but it is a new location for us to target. So I think we'll take this one. I'm going to be driving the Kenworth K100, which is probably going to be our first truck. Let's check the other pages as well. Victoria we've been to, Odessa, yeah, we've been to all of these locations. Houston, Fort Worth, yeah, I mean we're looking Del Rio, Fort Stockton, Van Horn, and El Paso are the main locations there. We haven't been to San Angelo yet. Are there any jobs to San Angelo? No, San Antonio. All right, well we'll take this one to Longview. It'll be a chance for us to familiarize ourselves a little bit more with the K100, and we'll see where we go from there. All right, what are we hauling? Ooh, it's a double container, and we actually have a little bit of artwork on the side of our truck as well. Let's just grab that screenshot for the thumbnail. It's looking a little washed, unfortunately. Have to do a little bit of colour tweaking on that, I think. Right, into the cab. But this truck immediately feels so much more responsive than the last delivery we did. 30-mile-an-hour speed limit. Gonna have to do this by dials because we don't have any kind of digital display inside this truck. So I'm really gonna have to pay attention to my speedo. Let's take this middle bay here. Go. So, one good thing is we've got a police car making their way down. And we've got a freight train, and this looks like a decent sized freight train. For one of those container car trains, that's not too bad. Is we can actually leave this information up, because it's not blocking anything, and we have our speedo pretty visible as well. I'm going to jump ahead of this truck here. A little bit sneaky. we go. So, cruise control, also going to have to kind of play by ear a little bit. Because there's no way for us to visually see what our cruise control is set to. That's a pain. My mirror is blocking my sat nav. There we go. Oh, it's not flashing, so it doesn't look like we're going to need to stop. We're at 60. It just does not feel like we're doing 60 already. So used to it still being at like 40 miles an hour at most from our previous delivery. That's 70. I'll set my cruise control at 70. So we have 8.5 hours to go on this drive. We should comfortably be able to do this in one shot. Don't need to rest for another 13 hours. And even if we have to keep hitting the brakes and slowing right down, you know, getting back up to speed isn't going to be an issue today. So I can keep an eye on the slip exit here for the rest stop. There we go. Right, it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon on a Saturday. That's pretty cool. Don't have to worry about lights. Or at least not for a while. We will have to put them on before we arrive. It's going to be pushing 10:30 in the evening by the time we get there. Let's check out the roof cam. Oh, we have a beacon. Bypass. Very nice. Let's give the beacon a little toggle. Here we go. Oh my god, we've overtaken somebody. Almost forgotten what that felt like. speed down. And going over our heads like that, that's pretty cool. I wonder if we've got an airport nearby. So this is going to be a much more straightforward drive. Probably be a much shorter episode than the last one as well. Over an hour the last time out. When we start doing really long jobs, we will probably end up splitting them into different episodes, into multiple episodes. But for now, I want to try and keep every job as its own individual episode. For do I need to turn here? No. It's this next bit coming up that we need to turn. In fact, it's just curving around naturally, look. Yeah, sometimes you get all these grey lines mushing into each other like that. It does make it sometimes perhaps a little tricky. Once the road's been highlighted like this, it makes it a little easier until the rest of them will get highlighted. And then you're back to square one again. Sometimes I do wish there was a little bit more definition between the routes. Like some kind of outline between the main splits in the roads, rather than just turning up and hoping you've got the right lane. I may look and see if there are some decent GPS mods to have a play about with. Volvo machinery there, I think. Perhaps, maybe a cat. Not sure. Might have been a cat roller, actually. I did tweak the audio settings slightly before the previous episode, so if you have any feedback on that, whether things are now a little bit too quiet for the trucks or not, then do let me know. I did drop some of the engine noise down a bit, just simply because some trucks are quite noisy and I didn't want to get drowned out, but there are quite a few quiet trucks as well, where there'll be very little sort of noise at all outside of me yapping away. Just cottoned onto that at the last minute. Could have been an awkward diversion. Luckily there wasn't much traffic in the way to cause an issue. Right, 5 hours of travel time left. Let's get an update on our job remaining time. Wrong button. There we go. Oh, a ton. Nearly 24 hours still. Yeah, no time risks on this one. I think even a pretty lengthy diversion wouldn't have any impact on us here either, in the grand scheme of things. Not even close to being tired yet either. We've still got 4.5 hours of time to play with before we need to take a break. This is quite a nice truck to drive. I've spent quite a lot of time in one of these across my test file and the couple of times we've driven it so far in this series. It's just lacking a couple of little features that would make it perfect. It would be nice to have a little digital display on it somewhere, you know, as a module that you could attach to the dashboard, like there is on the FLB. But I guess, you know, I can't grumble too much. It is a nice cheap truck. It's only 65 grand, brand new, something along those lines, if that. If you can call buying one of these trucks in 2025 new. Pretty sure they don't exist anymore outside of long-term owners. Been a really straightforward job. It's such a change from the last one. Feels like the miles are just rolling by. haven't really spent enough time driving yet to know if the realistic driving AI is making that much of a difference. I'll have to read up on it a bit more. See if I can get more of a feel for exactly what it is changing. I had a quick read through the notes of it, but I don't really remember a lot of what it said. I installed it based on a recommendation from a trusted friend, so yeah, I'll have to dive into it a little bit more, see if I can figure out exactly what it is that is changing in terms of the AI behavior. Right, we need to think about lights. Ooh, trying to pull me onto the side of the road there. There we go, lights are on. Three hours of driving to go. Due to get there around about 10 o'clock. $170 miles. Alright, do I need to head to Dallas? I think I do. Stay in this lane for the time being. Yeah, this is the right lane. This will do. In fact, we could probably go ahead and take the inside now. I know all these jobs where I've been wanting to have a beacon because it would have made sense to have a beacon, and we haven't had one, and now we've just got a simple small double short trailer like this, or short double trailer, and we have a beacon on the truck. We don't need it. Turn here. Head towards Shreveport. Oh, it's actually getting a little chilly in here. I've had the windows open all day, and it's actually up there a bit cooler this evening. It's about 2:30 in the morning here as I record, and just got a little breeze across my legs that made me sneeze. Alright, that's above speed limit just a little bit. on the old cruise control. See where it stops. Did we get it perfect, or is this just because we're a slight downhill gradient? Might have got it perfectly. Oh, here we go. Inspection. Been a while since we had one of these. We've had some pretty big cargoes that have allowed us to skip through recently. There we go. 69,000 tons. Pounds. Jesus, 69,000 tons. That would be catastrophically heavy. Alright, hour and 15 or so away. Forecast to finish just past 10 o'clock now. Thanks to that little diversion. Don't forget, you can rate my driving in the comments below. Let me know how you think I've done. Whether you think I've been a little reckless at times, or whether my driving's been pretty professional. You know, give me a score out of 10. And if we take on a complex parking job, which we might be doing here, I don't know, with the double trailer, you can always rate my parking as well. Always nice for a little bit of feedback and a little bit of fun as well, I think. And we're just over 30 miles out now, so we are very close. Actually going to ease down on the cruise control. I'll just turn it off actually. So we have a right hand turn coming up soon. I'll let this car go through and then we'll change lanes. Lane merge coming up. Might be. Not sure. Better just get ahead of this coach just in case. Oh crap, we are in the wrong lane. thankfully he's backed off for us. Let's give him a little thank you. And we are here at Longview, just about. New town to add to our collection. We've almost been to everywhere there is in Texas now. And I've been wanting to stay in state while we're still working for another company so that we can just try and keep within that kind of storyline of us driving for a local Texas company that only has contracts within Texas, no out-of-state contracts. And then once we get our own truck, we can take our own contract, so we can go where we want, when we want. And we can set the rules ourselves. International dealership here on the right-hand side. There we go. And we're not too far away from that now. We are getting closer. So I think once we hit level 10, we'll have a little bit more cash. Still probably need to take a loan out, but we'll see if a really, really cheap K100 pops up on the market, in which case we can get one earlier for just, you know, a single 50k loan. Don't want to have to take out two 50ks or a 100k loan. That would just be a lot of debt to take on very early on. I'm kind of keen to avoid that. Let's try and get a thumbnail in the dark. Okay. The high beams on as well for this last little bit. Next turn off. It's a double trailer, so it might not give us a overly complicated parking. It hasn't. That's pretty straightforward. There we go. Nice, simple, straightforward job today. With a bonus $4. We have gained another rank, so we can spend another skill point. Do we go with a fragile cargo, or should we put another one into high value? think we'll put one into fragile. So fragile is just for experience. Doesn't seem to actually give us any extra cash. We still haven't had a single hazmat. Let's take on a new hazmat, just in case that unlocks something useful. We'll have class 3 flammables. So, yeah, very common, but also very dangerous fuels, such as petrol, diesel, or kerosene. That might open up more job opportunities for us. Let's take a quick look at the used truck market before we go. Oh, it's the same one, isn't it? I thought they'd updated the roster for a second then. It does feel like it's a slightly different roster. We've got an international here that's taken a lot of punishment. That's only 30 grand. I mean, we could maybe go for that, or we've got this Volvo here. Again, a lot of punishment on that. That's 36, 38 for the Western Star. And we could pick one of these up without actually having to take out more than a single 50k loan. That one's got 450 horsepower as well. But I'm not a big fan of the interior of the International. And then we go over here and we're looking again quite expensive. I mean, if it was a Kenworth that was that cheap, I would probably have gone with that, but yeah, everything else here is now too expensive. Yeah, we could probably just buy one brand new rather than paying for one that's only done 7,000 miles. If we get one that's done like over 100,000 and that's, you know, down below 50k, we'll probably buy that. But we're going to pass on what's on offer here for now and continue taking on other jobs. So yeah, there we go. Another cargo delivered, another job complete. That's it from me. Thanks for watching. I am Jim Bob, and I'll be back with more American adventures here on American Truck Simulator very soon.